will likely only increase. Well, someone who's been on the forefront of that dialogue is Lorena Khateeb of the Israel Foreign Ministry's Digital Diplomacy Department, overseeing social media directed at the Gulf states. Lorena, thanks for joining us. Tell us a little about your job. What is it exactly you do there at the Foreign Ministry?
Good evening. First of all, it's my pleasure to be here with you. I think we are creating kind of a dialogue all the time with the residents of and the people of the Gulf countries. Even before there was a peace agreement, we were there to show them the simple citizen, the simple Israeli citizen who wants to live peacefully. I think now more than ever, dialogue is very important. We're trying all the time to show the basic Israeli citizen. We bring voices and stories from the ground. We share the truth from the ground about Israel, especially about Israel minorities. Many people didn't knew before that 25% of the Israeli society are Arab people. So we are here to raise awarenesses about Israel.
Right. We're showing one of your tweets this week, making history through social media. Tell us what you've been just seeing in the last week or so. I guess because a lot of people in the Emirates, for example, that might have not identified themselves can now be much more open on social media.
Mm-hmm. Actually, we try to talk and we try to show the people and to pass a kind of a message about the importance of this agreement. The people at the UAE are very excited about this agreement. I think it's an important and historic step for the both countries and even for the whole world and the Middle East. So, we have in our social pages, the foreign affairs pages, something like 3 million followers. So we try all the time to contact them. We try to show and to talk about how Israel has contributed to the world. Even a good example from the last period, we try to show how in the technology and science, Israel is helping the people. The good example is the COVID-19 crisis.
Right. Lorena, 3 million followers, that certainly is impressive. It shows the power of social media. I have to ask you, though, I can't imagine it's all positive. There must be some negative feedback that you have to deal with as well. I mean, you're dealing in Arabic. Enemy countries couldn't weigh in. I guess you see plenty of that as well.
I think it's like in everything, in every other thing in life, you have the positive side and you have the negative side. We have a lot, we have the both reactions, but we always try to look at the positive side, and hopefully soon we can see the UAE people in Israel, and I hope that we can soon visit them also.
Well, visiting them in person would be interesting. I mean, do you you talk about dialogues? Are there specific dialogues that you would engage in with somebody on social media, or is that being a step too far, especially if it's somebody from a country that actually may not have relations with Israel?
You mean if we have talked to them?
Yes, that's right.
To specific people.
Yes, on social media.
Yeah, actually, after the agreement, I had a short call with an Emirate citizen. His name is Ali. He was so excited to talk to us. We have surprised them, and we have talked about the importance of the agreement and what does Israel mean to him. So.
Right. What's the main question that people like him, what is something that they want to know about Israel? You mentioned one thing that Israel has, for example, an Arabic minority, speaking minority in Israel. What are some of the questions, the things that they're interested in about Israel?
Can you repeat, please, the question?
Yes. What are some of the things that they want to know about Israel, the people that you're seeing on social media?
Actually, they want to meet the people. They want to hear the people stories. They didn't knew, as I mentioned before, that they didn't knew even that there is an Arab society lives here. I have received a lot of questions how you can speak Arabic that well. So they never knew about Israel anything. It's like they have lived in brainwashing ideas.
Well, hopefully you will soon get the chancellor, and I know you weren't part of that delegation to Abu Dhabi this week. I hope you'll soon get the chance to go to the UAE, maybe meet some of those people in person that you've been dealing with on social media over the past few weeks. Lorena Khateeb of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, thank you for joining us on I-24 News.
Thank you.